Hello, so this is going to be the second video of the second course, and this is going to be specifically covering the building process. If you watch the first one, you have a good idea of the fundamental rules behind why this works and what exactly the extended grabber is and what we should do in making it. So firstly, I'm going to be covering the tools or the materials that you're going to be needing. So firstly, you're going to be needing a couple, depending on how long you want to make it, of these wooden craft sticks. And you can find these cheaply. I found these at a dollar store for just $1 for 200, I believe. It's a good amount. And you can make so many crafts with these, and I think you also need them for some other projects, some other fun projects that are down the line. And you also need, I think 2 straws would be enough, but if you want to make longer ones, you should also just have a couple extra just in case. You would need some tape if there's, yeah, bring some tape because I think tape is always beneficial, and also some scissors to be cutting these straws. And I think that's all you really need. So let me get this ready. Oh, also, I also forgot. Sorry about that. You'll also need some dowels, and I think one would be enough too. These are basically stake dowels, but these are typically very sharp at the ends, and you should only be poking and doing this with parent supervision. So this one specifically would need some type of parent to be helping with the project. So yeah, let's get started. So let's first start off with two. It could be any color you want. Let me go with blue. We'll do some good color compositions, blue and green. Actually, no, let's not do blue because our straws are blue. Let's do red and green so we can have blue in the middle. So you want to get your 2 straws, or at least one. Let's get one of them and insert it into the straw to a certain amount. So you could eyeball this, you don't have to do an exact amount, but it should be enough to cover maybe 1/4 of the stick. Then you should come with your scissors and trim off, oops, don't want to haywire. You should trim off the excess of that straw. And now you would need, this part would be slightly dangerous for specifically the children that are doing this, but you would need to poke a hole within the straw. So what you can do is you could get your scissors and get one end of them and poke through. Or you could just use the dowel itself, but I don't think you guys would be using sharper ones, so I want to use scissors just to demonstrate. So you would poke a hole, then you would get your dowel, which would be, this is basically a dowel, and you would be cutting off a corner. It doesn't have to be pretty long. It does not have to be, sir. And then you would just snap it off. There we go. I think you don't have to cut it by hand, but yeah, then you would insert this into the straw. My straw hole is not that large for it. So going back inward, if you see that it's not long enough or large enough, you go back in with your scissors to make sure that it fits. And now this would be the hole for the project. And that would be that. Now you would get the remaining of your sticks also, and you might also need to poke a hole through these. I could also go over a second step, which would make it easier. Let me see this example. Actually, I don't believe you need to. However, I think it's also helpful. Okay. Yeah, so let's continue with this. So you would have this on the end, and I think poking a hole through the wooden craft stick is also a necessity. So yeah, there we go. Mine went through. Then you would get your dowel and poke it through everything like that. No, that's one side. And you see how this doesn't come out? Actually, my wooden spoon broke a little bit, but I think it'll still work. So now we're moving on to the second step. So you would just repeat that again for the opposite side. So now we would get another piece of straw, which you should measure out to make sure it's a similar length. Just cut it. Oh, that went behind my desk. I'll get that later. We'll cut another piece then. And there we go. So yeah, you should hold on to them before you cut because it makes them go flying. And then you should do the same thing here. So you should be piercing a hole through the straw and through the wood. And that's why you need parent supervision on this, because children and you yourself might poke yourself as you try to cut a hole. And if your wooden piece breaks, because you see how mine's cracked at the top, that's okay, because we're going to be taping that afterwards. So if they're slightly broken or if they're slightly damaged, that's all right, because we could just tape them or we could even glue them. I think the tools on this one are very non-restrictive, so you don't have to follow my instructions by the T, because it'll be also nice to see what you can do with your own tools. But this is just the basic necessities that you need to do to be able to make this. So then we would be poking this through. This one's a little bit more resistant, but we can get it through. There we go. You see that? It's also slightly cracked down the middle, but as said before, we can fix that. There we go. Okay, let me just stick this back in. There we go. This one slightly broke, but I think it's still gonna work. So we're going to put this straw back on. Sorry, this just broke off and I need to just place it back where it was before. There we go. So now you see how this can pivot. Yeah, this piece broke off. Yeah, darn. Okay. So yeah, there we go. That is the pivot. Let me just put that back where it was. There you go. So this is one end. And now we could do the same thing for the opposite end. So I'll do that with you guys, and then I'll do the handle, and the rest is up to you guys to build on and to create your own. So I'll leave that creativity up to you guys and leave that to your creative minds, because I know that you guys are able to, you know, make it as creative as you want to. So let's start by poking a hole. You might need some force to get it going. As you can see, there we go. That is the hole. And be careful of the dust that comes through, because you don't want to be inhaling that. And then get your straw again, cut off a section by holding it so it doesn't go flying. There we go. And you want to also poke a hole through this. There we go. And now you'll need another dowel. So dowel section, you can just, actually, I think the scissors are slightly necessary, just to make an indent so you can crack. So yeah, then you would place this through the hole. Actually, my hole is not large enough. And be careful when you're cutting the wood, because I just got a splinter stuck in my finger. So that is also something you should be watching out for. Do not do this recklessly. And take your time with this, because there's no rush. There's all about your experience with it, and rushing will only make it worse. Yeah. you should be twisting and turning with your scissors, placing it on top. Let me show you guys, because I think I've been doing it below my waist this entire time. Sorry about that. You would place this within the stick. Am I not doing it correctly? No, I am. Why is it not going inwards? Okay. There we go. See, now we got that end done. And now that's one side down. And now we just need the other side. As you can see, let me just show it to you guys. That is one side down. Now we would add another stick to this side, do the same thing here, do the last one there, and then now this could extend like this. And then you could add a grabber on the opposite end to complete the project. So let's start by poking more holes, a lot more holes. And yeah, I'll show you the process for this one. So you're just getting your scissors. I think just using one end would be safer because you're just picking away at the wood, not trying to crack it. If it cracks, it's all right. I mean, it's still going to work just as intended, but I think leaving it in one piece is also slightly better because then you're going to know that it's not going to break off. Just slowly, easily picking away at the edges, making sure your hole is wide enough, as you can see. You see that hole? Let me put it behind some white background. There you go. Making sure that the dowel can go through. No, this cannot. So we just need to keep on going at it, twisting until we can. And don't do it with force because by doing it with force, you're just going to break the wood and it's not going to be the best. Let's see. Almost there. Actually, it's about to go inward. Let's do it with this dowel because I don't want to ruin what I have already started. You see, that goes through. And you can just clean it out. There we go. And now we do it for the opposite side. If this will be going through. Oh, that was not a good sound. So I just broke this end, and that's expected. If it doesn't go your way, it's okay. You got a lot more sticks. You bought a couple more than just 10 or 20, and you can just repeat the process. It's all right. So you would pinch through. I would love how I'm using green. Hopefully your favorite color is green if you're watching this. So you'll be able to see green and blue. Okay. Let's clean this out once more. Oop, that is not a good sound. But let's see, I think it'll still work. And that it does. Yes, it still fits. Great. So no need to worry. If it breaks, you could just tip it after, as I said before. It's no biggie. And then, there we go. So that was one side. I had to redo one because it already broke. But once you get this rolling, I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. The video and see me get finished with the majority of it. But this is basically the entire plan. We'd be getting a piece, getting some dowel, cutting off a section, breaking it off, getting a straw, cutting that off. I'll split it up for you guys. in the editing, so I don't take up too much of you guys' time just building, but I think you could get this along with me. If you're ahead of me, great. You just keep on going through this process of building and twisting. Okay, you place this on top and insert. The plastic is in the way. Okay, that's not great. There we go. Wait for it. You just gotta go through, and voila. So I have to redo this handle, but as you can see, that is basic gist. Now you do it on the opposite side, and I'll do that for you guys. And I'll let you guys start doing it yourself. Actually, I mean, you guys should be doing it along with me, but if you haven't, you should start. You seeing what I'm doing? Because I mean, if you're not watching this while doing it, then, you know, watch it and do it after. I'm not forcing any guys to start now, but it's nice if you would be following along with me and, you know, just being here. Okay. I love how I chose colors at the beginning and did not use any of them. I'm just going straight with green. Apparently green's my favorite color now. But, you know, use whatever color you want. You could, if you have no colors, that's great too. They all work. There we go. Let's see if this fits. There we go. And I hope you guys learned some new words today, learned some new topics. So basically, let me just go over it again. A dowel is basically a piece of wood that's very thin, basically like a skewer, but that doesn't have a sharp end. So a skewer that doesn't have a sharp end is basically a dowel. And I'm trying to think of what other topics that we discussed. I think I talked about potential tension, and potential basically just means, well, it's potential too. So it's like the ability of it too. So it, like, I have the potential to, or a ball that's on a cliff has the potential to fall down. So yeah, there we go. So then once we have these two, we could pinch them together and that would be one part of the grabber. So yeah, we gotta do one more side. Bear with me here. Actually, we'll use yellow. I want to commit to the green, but yellow works too. Nope, never mind, we broke it. We're gonna go with green. Green anyway. Make it all uniform and nice looking. Green and blue. For another strand, we'll do, or for another side of it, we'll do red, but I think green is the way to go at the moment. Poke a hole through this. Sorry for me going quiet. I'm just focusing a little because I don't want to break this like I did the last one. Okay, we put this through. Put this on. And there. There we go. Ta-da. So we are almost done with this. We just gotta do this one end. And as you can see here, let's say this was connected and I was already finished. But you see how this extends and contracts? That's basically the exact same thing I wanted you guys to see and for you to do yourself. And yeah, that's basically one part of it. And then by adding more sticks here, let me just, I don't have to officially do it, but let's say add some blue sticks here. By pinching, we can, as you can see, let's say we pinch, that extends it. Oops, that wasn't connected, that's why. But I think actually we could just tape these on. So yeah, instead of just piercing it, we could just tape them. But I think piercing and making holes through the wood and through the straws would be the best bet because it makes it last longer. Because I don't think tape is going to be able to last the longest. And when you're like constantly moving it and constantly, you know, engaging with it, let's just act like this is connected. This is the handle. You see how it's extended. Oop, there we go. Wait, you gotta help it a little bit. But yeah, and you pinch and it extends. That's basically it. And you could extend this as much as you want. So you could do the same steps I did here, here, here. I could just add, yeah, I'll just do this actually. Yeah, I'll just do it for you guys because I want you guys to see the finished product rather than a semi-finished. So we'll go through the entire process just once more. Just making a couple holes. Oops. Okay, well, we're gonna have to deal with that. Okay. So you see here, I accidentally made a hole in it, and that's not the greatest. But yeah, I'll be more patient. I just want to finish this for you guys so you guys have the good. Oh, that was not patience. Sorry. Actually, I think this is a little bit easier because then you get a dowel. Here's this tiny piece. Put it through here. Ouch. Okay. Be careful because you might get a lot of splinters. And place this last bit through. Let me just, so we know that that works. Now we need straws. So we cut off a piece and cut off 2 pieces. And you know, one way you could speed up the process, which I'll be doing right now, is to pierce 2 of them at once. And then you just take them off, flip them around, do the same thing on the opposite side. And that'll make it faster for both you and the straws. We're almost done. Just a little bit more. And we are there we go. So I was caught on the rubber band, not rubber band, the straw, I mean. There's no rubber bands in this, what am I saying? So now you have your own extended grabber. And then what you can do at the ends of it is to add a claw. So I'll just do this really quickly. So you got your handles, and now all you need is a claw. So you could break this in half, and this is all to your creative freedom. This is what I'm basically doing to just show you what you can do. You get some tape. You would tape these two pieces that you just broke together, like so, like that. Then do it for another one. Get some tape. Tape these pieces together. And then you can place them. Actually, I sort of messed up on these, but you can place them within the straws. And you could poke holes through these, but I want to show you guys as quickly as possible so you guys get a good picture without me taking up too much of your time. Need some more tape. There we go. So once this is fully extended, you got your handle, and once you pinch, you could grab it. And yeah, that's basically it. Ta-da! Now you got yourself your own extended grabber. Only took 25 minutes. All right, thank you for coming. And actually, no, in the next video, we'll be covering why this is important and why it's important to know about this. I think it'll be a shorter video. It'll only be like 5 minutes. So yeah, tune into that one too. All right, thank you. See you then.